Y'all, guess who is back on American soil? Oh shit, I'm so sleepy. That was a long flight. Hold on, y'all, I'm just making sure. Oh wait, maybe I should show this on camera. But a lot of large units. Okay, cool. This is strain right there. Okay, we good. Look, I done had my car, FYI for y'all that be running out mouth and don't know what y'all be talking about. I still have my car. So while I'm out of the country, I just keep it locked in a storage unit until I figure out where I permanently want to move to. So before I part ways with it while I was abroad, I just pretty much had it in a storage unit for a little bit. So, and most importantly, the reason why I didn't get rid of it yet is because this was my first baby. Hold on, let me put on my seatbelt. Look, y'all, this feels so weird now since I'm back in the States. So, you know, our steering wheel on the left side, right? And in SA, everything is on the right side. Let me pay attention, y'all, because it's been a while. Your girl's sleeping. I don't want to hit nothing and tear nothing up right now. So hold on one second. And I miss driving, y'all, like so much. So we downtown in Atlanta in the Peach. I was gonna head to Detroit like I initially did plan when I first got back to the States, but the weather there a little too crazy right now. They got like 3 winter storms heading toward the Midwest. For those of y'all that don't know where the Midwest is, for those that are outside of the States, when we say Midwest, that's like Detroit, Chicago, Ohio type area. So they supposed to be having like these massive winter storms, and I'm like, dang. So I didn't want to have to worry about no flight delays, and then especially when it comes to driving through from here to there is about a 10-11 hour drive. I like driving a lot, y'all. So, but whether if I'm like driving through or even if I was gonna fly, it could have been flight delays, and then with heavy snow and ice on the roads, that's just a no-no. Then where I'm from in Mississippi, apparently they was like under a tornado watch, so I'm like, okay, we're just gonna chill in the Atlanta area for a little bit. Your girl's still a little tired after a long flight. If you guys have never flew Qatar Airlines, I highly recommend you fly with them. They're ranked one of the best airlines across the globe, and they usually have like the best prices, being the most affordable, and they have like the absolute best service. So best prices, best service, best airlines. So definitely do Qatar Airlines if you guys are thinking about flying. And the reason why I'm mentioning flying now, because apparently recently, if you haven't been watching the news, within the last 2 or 3 weeks in the States, it hasn't been the best as far as like American based or US based airlines, where a lot of them have crashed and a lot of people have lost their lives, unfortunately, with mostly, you know, the aviation here. So if you are planning on going out of the country, like, hey, you can still travel, you know, until they figure out what the hell's going on here in the States and why all the planes and stuff crashing at the moment, right? But anyways, we just driving. If y'all never seen Atlanta downtown, for my South Africans, they be like, wait, is she not back in SA right now? So I went back to America right now to take care of some things, important things, to go ahead and get the shit out of the way, if you catch my drifts. And like I said, for example, even something similar like this, like my car in like another garage that I have here in Atlanta. I don't even live in Atlanta anymore, but I realized like, hey, I should go ahead and get that out of the way as far as figuring out where I'm going to be permanently and all that good stuff. But I didn't want to part ways with my car yet because one, I'm a driver. Okay, I love driving. This Malibu that I'm in now was one of my first cars I've ever in my life had. And most importantly, it was actually the first car that I got with my mom while she was still here on this blessed earth. The only reason why I got the car at the time because I was still in nursing school and it was required for us to have our own means of transportation as far as going to and from clinicals. So you could definitely carpool is what some people did, but then again, you didn't want to heavily rely on that because they were very strict when it came to clinicals here in the States. Depending on whatever nursing institution that you attended or graduated from. If you miss like more than 2 days, I believe they can kick you out of the program or something like that. So it's always good, especially if you know you're going to be doing clinicals, to have your own means of transportation. Because let's say I've seen some instances where people are like carpooling and let's say somebody didn't show up, or let's say if someone's super late, and then unfortunately, even though you're just riding with someone else, they're still gonna like deem you for it, you know. So this is one of my first cars I got, and when I first got it with my mom, she was joking. She's real funny, and she was like, oh, you bought a lemon. For those of you that don't know what that means like you bought a shitty or a crappy car. But guess what? She was like, oh, it's not gonna last you long. And I was like, watch, it is. She was like, oh, no, it's not. She was just joking though when I first got it because she's funny like that. But guess what, y'all? Fast forward to today. I've had this car for almost 10 years. Literally, hold on. All right, let me pay attention to the road here. But yeah, I've had this car again I maintained it for almost 10 years, y'all. So that's hella longevity from her looking up from above like, dang, she really kept that car for some time. So I kind of keep it for a little bit of sentimental value too, for that just being the first car that I got with my mom, you know. So, but yeah, so just taking care of a few things like that. And then another unit that I have for some really good furniture that's in pretty good condition that I have. And a few things that I have boxed. Not anything too important, everything like that I pretty much gave to people like an uncle or like, you know, a close relative, a close person that was to the family. I gave that to them as far as like important documents and stuff like that. So just furniture and then some boxes and stuff in one unit, then like my car in this one to figure out if I wanted to sell it, if I wanted to keep it or do what with it. So that's pretty much what I mainly be doing. So yeah. All right, y'all, so it's been a while since I've drove, so let me be a good driver and pay attention to the road because the traffic is a little bit packed on this side. So all right, let me log off for a bit. Oh my god, so y'all, since my car been in storage, I've been out of the country for like 5 months. I was kind of worried about that. I'm like, oh shit, one, I need to get a oil change. It was closed by the time I got here because it was kind of late in the afternoon. So I was like, okay, I could do that real quick tomorrow and put some air in my tires. I was like, oh shit, it's been in storage for like 5 months. This is gonna come on, y'all. It's been a while. So I just went to Publix, grabbed just some simple short, and then we gonna see where we gonna head to tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, wait, let me put my seatbelt on. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, something else real interesting. I'm like, I know like a few vids ago I mentioned, oh, I got a surprise for y'all in SA, right? Well, we can nip that so-called surprise in the bud really quick. Oh, y'all, this is a nice caddy. Hello. I was like, we can nip this so-called surprise in the bud, right? So y'all know I've been to Rwanda, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Lesotho. So I've been to 3 new countries within a 3-month time span for the first time, y'all. So but anyways, this was the so-called surprise, y'all, that was gonna be funny. While I was in Rwanda, y'all, I did a pregnancy test while I was there. Because again, y'all, I've only been with one person my whole life, and he's South African, right? Wink wink. So I was in SA, but I went to Rwanda a little bit, so I knew my period was kind of weird. So I went ahead and tested while I was in Rwanda, just because I know how it works, right? If you have sex, you got a chance of being pregnant. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and check, because you never know, you know. I don't want to be like 5-6 months, like some people be like, oh shit, they didn't know. I'm like, nah, I like to know firsthand as early as possible within a certain time frame when you're typically like allowed to know, right? Well, what ended up happening was he did a pregnancy test and the dude was like, it was positive. But then again, when he did it, I was like, nah, I just did it just to do it, because I also got bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. Wow, you know, that's also common in East Africa. So, you know, they got a lot of mosquitoes. So a concern would be malaria. And another guy, when I was getting a beautiful jumpsuit made in Kimmy Runko's Market, from mosquitoes is how you get malaria. He just happened to tell me around the time I picked up my jumpsuit from him, he tested positive for malaria. So I'm like, oh shit. So I mainly went to go test for that just to make sure I didn't have it, right? Because if you don't know, if you get bit by mosquitoes and they got malaria, it can be real lethal real quick. So I did go get tested for that. It was negative, but I'm like, let me just do a pregnancy test too, because I'm like, my head's still hurting, my stomach kind of feel weird. I don't know, maybe it's something that I ate while I was there, I don't know. So I went ahead and tested. He was like, oh, the pregnancy test is positive. And I'm like, I went ahead and tested to be sure, but something in me is like, no dude, I really am sure that you just gave me a false positive right now. But then, you know, he got a smart ass mouth jokingly, for the guy that did like my labs and all of that, right? He was like, oh no, you just embarrassed that you actually pregnant and shit. Imagine we're in the clinic with like full of people, and I'm like, you know, I don't respond well, especially when it's like the opposite sex talking to me like they crazy and I know you don't know what you're talking about. And then he was like, well, can you afford, do I need to take some out, da da da. So he gives me the results. He says it's positive on there for our pregnancy, but then again, there's no lab value or anything on it. And I'm like, no way. So within less than like a 2-week time period, I go back to SA, and guess what? Mother Nature takes her course and my period comes on like clockwork, like it's supposed to, right? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. That guy just told me less than 2 weeks ago that I'm supposedly pregnant. And I'm like, I can't be pregnant because my damn period just rightfully came on. So I retook another self-pregnancy test in SA. And guess what? It was negative. And then I went to a doctor's office and it also was a negative. They were like, yeah, there's no way that the test you took in Rwanda could have been positive because it didn't even have a lab value or anything on it. And when I was talking to like my OBGYN back here in the States regarding like, you know, just pregnancy or whatever in general, and they were like, yeah, just go retake while I get back to SA. And I did, and it was negative. And my period came on. So I'm like, how do you get a false positive like that? They told me some possible reasons that it's very rare, like you could have miscarried or something like that. They just detected it, but it was like, no, how if it didn't even have a lab value on it, you know? So it's like, that's kind of concerning. So I'm like, yeah, so I just retested for some other stuff just to always be sure, if you catch my drift. But yeah, no, we're not pregs, yo. I just thought that was hella interesting, you know? I'm like, but if they've done that for other people, or they gave them either a false positive or yet a false negative, it's like, could it be faulty testing or what? I don't know. I just thought that was crazy. But anyways, let me pay attention while I'm driving on this road right now, because we don't want to have an accident. Okay, I'm tired. I'm just getting settled in a little bit. I'm gonna call it a night. Like and subscribe. Tune in for more, you guys, and I will stay tuned till next time, okay? Hello, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Y'all, my man is out of the country right now, so we gonna make it do what it do. It's a beautiful day right now in Georgia. So I'm taking care of a few things that I have here, left here, you know, in storage units and whatnot. I'm still trying to decide if I want to just get rid of it or, you know, sell it, donate it, or whatever it is I'm going to end up likely doing with some stuff that I have pretty much left. So, as you guys know, I'm a Mississippi native. I have to go out of state, unfortunately, because one of the banks that I use here, they do not have a branch in the state of Georgia. So mainly in other deep south states like Florida, Alabama, which are next door, and Mississippi and Louisiana. So I have to drive to one of those, even though I took care of this shit before I even left the country. So pretty much, so I showed the lady. Okay, so I spelled my name the way I've always spelled it since I was damn near in preschool or kindergartner, pretty much. But I had to get it corrected later on in life due to state laws on like birth certificate and social security documents. But I've spelled it the way I've spelled it my entire life since I learned how to spell my name since I was a kid, right? The way my mom has always spelled it. And she showed me something as well when she submitted it to the hospital, showing them how to have my name corrected, but unfortunately it was still spelled wrong for some reason. I don't know why. So anyways, I got it corrected like on my social, on my birth certificate, on my driver's license, passport, all that good stuff. And again, it's the way I've always spelled it my entire life. I didn't wake up one day and decide, oh, I want to change my name. No, I've spelled it like this my entire life. But for some reason, like on the social, it was spelled wrong. But like I said, I've been had that corrected. The only thing I have to have corrected last is just like on one of those simple local banks that I use, you know, because it's annoying. I have to always say, hey, yeah, I mean, I already showed this in person how it's spelled. I showed like a representative when I stopped at a branch months ago to make a deposit, how to have it, you know, correctly spelled. And I showed her in person how it's spelled on my corrected birth certificate and social. But unfortunately, they never corrected it. So I did speak to someone yesterday. She told me I could easily just have it mailed in to them, but then it may take some time, you know, to have to mail it and then have it mailed back, or if they keep a copy of it. So since I'm here for a little bit, I'd rather just go ahead back into a local branch myself, because I think that's so much easier. But the closest one is like if you already drive. I love driving, so hey, why not a quick little road trip to go ahead and like nip that in the bud. But everything else is already spelled correctly. So, but yeah, so that's why I have to drive out of state, because again, there's not a branch here in the state of Georgia. And again, I'm not from Georgia either. So anyways, how are you guys doing on this beautiful Valentine's Day? As you know, February is also Black History Month. I feel like every day is Black History Month. African American or Black American history is a part of American history, and honestly, when you think about it, it can never be numbed down to just 1 month when you think about it. So what you can do is spread a little bit of love today, I guess, and support your local Black business owners in general. I do that on a regular basis, so it's not a one-day thing, but hey, maybe it's something that you should start doing if you've never done that before. Just the FYI. But anyways, let me pay attention to this road. Your girl does not want to have an accident right now, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later, okay? Bye. Serious question, since I'm kind of new to YouTube, y'all. Would I get copyright claim for that? Let me just put it in the comments, okay? We love Stevie Wonder. I love and miss just driving on country back roads like this. That's my stress relief. I just should have been like a damn truck driver compared to me even going to nursing at this point. But I'm from a rural area. Most of my subscribers are from South Africa, so we orienting y'all a little bit, because most of y'all that I be talking to, y'all be oblivious to certain things in the States. So yes, the same way, like I was saying in SA, just like in any country you go to, you have rural areas, and then you have more urban areas, and then you have more city areas. I'm from deep south part of Mississippi toward the Delta, so it's more rural like this, where it's just yew trees, and it's winter season for us right now. So if the trees look like they dying, that's why. I know y'all typically don't have that in South Africa. So these are our winter months, and usually there's a lot of deer out on the roads and whatnot, so you don't want to be driving and hit a deer, especially when night falls. I can definitely do city, because of course, you know, it's more convenient as far as like just going to make errands, groceries, convenience stores, stuff like that. But 100%, I would rather see myself wherever it is I decide to move permanently. It's going to be more so like a rural area like this, where it's more so just nature, it's more peaceful, it's more quiet. And I know a lot of people, even from like up north, or people who like are a lot older, when they get ready to retire, they typically move to southern states like here in Bama or Florida or Texas, buy some land, and they build like a big old house or something like that, and then pretty much retire is what typically older people do, even though I'm still young, 29. But yeah, that's where I see myself more so residing, in more like a rural area like this. So this is my stress relief as far as like what I typically do, just hopping on the road, you know, driving, traveling, and mine's be in the shower probably way too long too. So that's just usually my biggest stress relief tools. Take care of y'all's mental health, I would say. Oh, and then food, and then probably watching a good movie. I love comedians as far as like just laughing in general. So we're about 3 hours in. I'm driving from Georgia to Bama right now, again, to take care of a bank that's closest by where I'm originally from, because again, like I said, there's no the bank that I typically use where I'm from in Mississippi is only in those 4 southern states that I mentioned earlier, and there's no branch in Georgia, even though I resided there for just a year. But so I'm driving to a state that has the closest branch real quick to have my name corrected. So yeah, all right, let me pay attention to the road. I don't want to wreck, and I'll tune in with you guys in just a second. Okay. Okay, I got that corrected. That went smoothly. Thank God. So it's pretty much been corrected on everything now. So I was sitting there for a minute like, am I gonna go back to Georgia right now, or should I take my ass on to Florida, the Sunshine State that's also super close by? I really want to go to Tampa, but that's like 5 hours from where I'm at right now in Alabama. So I mean, like, wait a little bit to go to Tampa later on, but Tallahassee's super close by. It's like 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I may just stop in Tallahassee for a few days and then head to Tampa, or go back to Georgia and go to Tampa another time. I don't know. So going back to Georgia is like where Atlanta, where I'm staying, until, you know, I fly, whatever, leave. That is like 3 hours and 30 minutes, and with traffic, maybe about 3 hours and 45 minutes to 4 hours. So it sounds like I could just run to Tallahassee real quick. It's super close by. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. I was trying to look through Airbnb. Y'all know I love doing a quick run on Airbnb, and I didn't see any that had any private bathrooms. You know, I usually just like my own room and then own bathroom, and I don't care about sharing common spaces like the kitchen and stuff. Usually I always do a private bathroom. So I see a perfect one, but it was like, I don't know about the shared bathroom, but we'll see. I may go ahead and book it. Okay, so after driving around all day, we gonna crash off in Tallahassee for a few days, not too long or nothing crazy. It's this place called The Bark I found. I wonder if it's all vegan. Hey, do you know if this whole place is vegetarian or not? It is? Okay, hold on one second. Hi. Hello.
At the show?
I don't know. Actually, I'm just coming from Bama.
Okay.
And crashing in Tallahassee for a few days, and just wanted to order something to go.
Okay, awesome. Are you planning on drinking at all?
First time here.
Oh, of course.
So just a burger and fries.
Okay, so you can order over there, but if you wanted alcohol, I could give you a wristband.
I can't. Maybe.
Enjoy it.
Okay, so what show are you guys having tonight, though?
The banner's right here.
Okay.
Should be starting anytime soon.
Okay, cool. Where do we go to order? You said just over here?
Yeah, right over there.
Is everything here vegan?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. We're gonna get copyrighted on YouTube. Let me pause for a second. Hi. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm crying laughing because I can't see nothing. Late at night driving in, trying to find the right unit number. So I'm surprised that place that I just found, y'all. I was looking for somewhere that I can get a quick, oh wait, I forgot to Google it. A quick vegetarian burger, you know? So I just Googled. That's how I found that place called The Bark. But let me tell you something. Hold on. What had happened was something funny. So again, I could tell somebody that was off in there that I was like, wait a minute, who is this? I sat down beside him. He go, oh, he from Memphis, is what he said. And I said, you know what? I did notice a lot of Tennessee tags, even while I was heading toward Alabama, too, come to think about it. But I was like, I could tell you ain't been from here, or you ain't from here. When I randomly sat by somebody that I saw that was waiting in there, and then some other dude asked for money or something like that outside. But anyways, they were having like a whole like concert inside. I'm like, oh, okay, this is dope. And the dude up front was like, oh, are you staying for the concert? I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was one. I was just driving from Georgia to Bama to Florida and looking for somewhere quick that I could just grab something to eat. I didn't know it was like a full out really cool place where you can like have like a concert and stuff and then grab a bite to eat as well. So it was a cool like non-conformist type hippie vibe, if that makes sense. So I was like, oh, look what I stumbled across. But anyways, I'm tired. I'm about to unpack a few things that I have and then hop in the shower, go to sleep, like and subscribe, and I will tune in with you guys next time, okay? Oh, before I close out the vlog, I had to show y'all this beautiful lion shirt that I got while I was still in SA during a Zulu safari tour. So I was like, let me show off my shirt real quick. I didn't even show it because I've been driving all day. Anyways, let me turn off the camera, y'all. So then see y'all next time, okay? Bye.